will be as
Hey, what's going on, guys? A lot to talk about on this video that pertains to 5G devices. A lot of people have the reservations on whether or not they should look to upgrade anytime soon. Obviously, 5G is in its infancy stages, and by no means is it a ready technology. It's not the type of situation where, you definitely have to upgrade your device or you have to get in on this technology right away. Sure, you could play it safe and maybe consider getting devices in 2021 or even as late as 2022. But if you are going to be on the cutting edge of new technology and you're the type of person that likes to be an early adopter, then 2020 actually looks like it's a good year. It might actually be a decent year to upgrade to a 5G device and get access to 5G networks. So according to this report, and I found this article, I think this is some kind of telecom website. I'll share it with you guys. I'll put it in the description box. It looks like 5G phones and devices, it's being reported that we should expect a huge bump in availability of devices. They're going to be more dynamic. They're going to be more feature-rich than we initially thought. So we're going to see a huge increase in 5G device shipments in 2020 compared to 2019. That's expected, but the jump is actually pretty dramatic. So North America is expecting a 74% increase in 5G subscriptions in 2020. So that means people are going to be buying into getting access on the networks. And because the networks are more ready, then obviously people are more willing to try the technology. So in terms of device shipments, it are expected to go from 13 million devices shipped in 2019 to 160 million devices shipped in 2020. All major vendors are going to be providing 5G devices on some capacity. So whether it's Samsung or Motorola or iPhone, it looks like they're all going to be offering it. So this actually, if you think about it, this confirms Apple will have an iPhone that is going to be 5G. We don't know how many. We don't know if it's going to be one model, two, or three, but we know they're going to offer it because when they say all major vendors, the most major vendor is Apple, especially when it comes to North America. In terms of costs, obviously a lot of those devices are going to be high priced. They'll be in the premium cost segment, and it's going to be a situation where you're going to expect to pay upwards of $1,300. That's what we've seen from Samsung, and that's what we're seeing from, like the Note model and the S10 Plus models and things of that nature. But we are expecting to actually see quite a few options in the mid-range. So with mid-range devices expected, that should put the devices somewhere in the range of $500 to $800. That's good. We're happy to see that the pricing, we are having some options for customers. Not everybody is going to be able to afford a $1,300 smartphone. Some people can't afford a $1,000 smartphone. In fact, many people can't. So keeping the cost in the mid-range is going to help a lot of people become adopters of the new technology. For 2019, we also saw some issues with just network connectivity and different technologies. It was a big millimeter wave year, like what we saw with what Verizon did with its 20 cities, and what we saw AT&T do with Enterprise initially, and what we saw T-Mobile do in a handful of cities. The only company that really did anything different was Sprint doing mid-band because they don't have any type of allotment of millimeter wave. But anyways, we were left with few devices, millimeter wave, few band options, and things of that nature. I remember, when I was reading about mid-band and how it was being deployed, that was non-standalone only. So it wasn't even compatible with standalone, to future-proof it. So a lot of issues there. A lot of that's going to be dealt with and adjusted and addressed in 2020. So what you can expect is many devices are going to support multiple bands. So there'll be the type of connections where you're going to see millimeter wave covered. You'll see mid-band, you'll see low band, as well as standalone and non-standalone, all on the same device. So that would be huge because even a network provider like Dish, who is yet to really make their impact on the game, but when they get into 5G, they're going to be really important in providing double access, that standalone and non-standalone provision. So the SMT takeaways from this report are two key items. Number one, multi-band 5G devices. This is what I've wanted the entire time. I wanted to see the non-standalone and the standalone work in tandem, as well as low band, mid band, and millimeter wave all in conjunction working together on the same device. That's what I've been clamoring for, and that's really the best case scenario for consumers. Give you cross-carrier options and also give you multiple ways to connect to a 5G network. You take, for example, AT&T, which is going to have a huge portfolio, very expansive ways to get connected to their network. You don't want to be missing anything. So this would get you covered in that case. And lastly, but definitely not least, mid-range devices are going to be available, which is huge. $1,300 smartphones are not marketable. Not everybody can afford them. $1,000 still too high in my opinion. The only way people are going to be adopting 5G on any grand scale, they got to get into the mid-range. They've got to sell phones, sub $800, $700, even better, $600, $500. You would get a lot of people to adopt if you could get into the mid-range segment and make those phones cost a little bit less. So huge reports there. We should see huge improvement in 5G technologies improving both from the hardware level and the network level, and then also just overall compatibility with networks, and seeing that we're going to have mid-range options. Every major vendor providing 5G phones should be a big year for 5G. What say you guys? Hit me with a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you're excited for. Let me know what you think of these news in this report. Again, I'll put the description, or I'll put the article link in the description box so you guys can access it. Tell me what you think after you've given it a read and you've watched this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. So go ahead and drop me that line. And that's pretty much it for this one. Thank you guys for tuning in to watch. I'm the SMT, and I will see you guys on the next video.